Ever had a place sitting on your travel wish list for years? A place you have seen in movies, photos, and travel videos and thought, one day I'll go there? For me, that place was Mussoorie. And the moment those mountains started appearing outside the cab window, it finally felt real. After an incredibly scenic drive from Dehradun, surrounded by winding roads, misty hills, and endless mountain views, we finally arrived in the Queen of Hills. And before doing anything else, we stopped for coffee and banmaska at a small roadside food stall. This one set the standard so high that every future banmaska has a lot to live up to. After checking into our hotel on Mall Road, we headed out to explore. On the way, I started talking to a driver about something completely normal haunted places. I watch horror movies, so naturally I had heard stories about the infamous Ranvi Teher mines. What started as a curiosity quickly turned into a full horror discussion with stories of abandoned places, strange incidents, and even a luxury hotel that supposedly had its own unexplained tales. Safe to say, the mountain suddenly felt a little more mysterious. Our first stop was Kempty Falls, one of Massouri's most famous attractions, surrounded by shops, food stalls, and the sound of rushing water. From there, we visited Santura Mata Temple. The climb is short, but the reward is incredible. The views stretch across the hills, and the peaceful atmosphere makes you want to stay longer. People tie bells here while making wishes, and seeing hundreds of bells swaying in the mountain breeze was beautiful. Next came Dalai Hills and the Tibetan Temple. Colorful prayer flags, mountain views, peaceful surroundings, and way too many photographs. We had lunch there and simply enjoyed the company. And honestly, that's the thing about Missouri. It connects you with nature, but somehow also with yourself. Maybe that's why so many spiritual seekers and monks are drawn to the mountains. The people were warm, the mountain dogs were adorable, and everything felt straight out of a storybook. Although some tourist places definitely belonged in a fantasy novel. Later, we visited Atal Udyan, also known as Company Garden. We walked around, sang songs, ate Maggie, clicked photos, and did what every tourist does best pretend we are professional photographers. Then came the haunted house, and what happened next deserves its own award. The passage inside was completely dark, narrow, and honestly a little terrifying. None of us wanted to walk first. The owner sent a boy ahead to guide us, and the three of us formed what can only be described as a human train, each holding on to others' sleeve for survival. The boy walked at the speed of light, we did not. Somewhere in the darkness, one of my cousins got left behind. Suddenly, we heard a scream, a very dramatic scream. By the time we all reached the exit, we were laughing so hard that our stomachs hurt more than the haunted house had scared us. As the day came to an end, we made our way back towards Mall Road. Mussoorie roads are steep, narrow, and during peak season, packed with traffic. A little rain had started too, which made our decision to hire a cab feel like pure wisdom. After reaching the hotel, we stepped out again to explore Mall Road at night. And honestly, if Mussoorie has a heartbeat, it's here. The lights, the cafes, the people, the chilly mountain air, the endless photo opportunities, and of course, the delicious aloo tikki that somehow tasted even better in the cold. By night, the temperature had dropped enough to make us question every fashion choice we have made that day. But standing there, surrounded by lights and mountains, none of us really wanted the day to end. Back at the hotel, tired but happy, we thought our day in Mussoorie was ending. Little did we know, some of our favorite memories were still ahead of us. The next morning, we decided to take things a little slower. No rushing, no checking of places from a list, just enjoying Mussoorie. Our first stop was Char Dukan, a famous cluster of small eateries tucked away in Landor. The views were beautiful, but so was everyone's else timing. The place was completely packed, and finding a seat felt harder than finding parking in the hills. Luckily, there was a peaceful church nearby, so we spent some time there instead. From here, we headed to Lal Tipa. To be honest, it wasn't quite what we expected. The views were nice, but the experience felt a little overcrowded and overpriced for us. But that's the thing about travel. Not every place becomes your favorite, and that's okay. Our next stop, however, was Lantor, and that was a different story. White roads, old world charm, beautiful cottages, towering trees, and views that made us stop every few minutes for photographs. We also passed the famous Landor Bakehouse, but one look at the waiting line, and we collectively decided that patience was not one of our strengths. So we admired it from afar and moved on. After lunch and a little rest, we headed towards Gun Hill Point. The ropeway ride itself was an experience, slowly lifting us above the town and opening up breathtaking views of the surrounding mountains. By the time we came back down, evening had arrived, and suddenly we realized we hadn't bought a single souvenir. So we began one final walk through Mall Road. I picked up a few magnets, a wooden cup, and some gifts for my family. We ate aloo tikki again, then rabdi jalebi, then momos, then thukpa. At this point, our trip had unofficially become a food tour. Later, we found a bench overlooking the lights of Mussoorie and simply sat there, talking, laughing, reliving moments that had happened only a day ago but already felt like memories. Sometimes the best part isn't another sightseeing spot, it's having enough time to simply exist in a place. The next morning, with bags packed and hearts considerably heavy, finally time to leave. I left with a promise that someday I'll come. If you enjoyed traveling with us, don't forget to like, subscribe.